down the beginning of a long afternoon across the viewing area. Strong storms bring hail and a tornado warning to the Omaha metro. This tornado touched down just northeast of the metro, and only KETV Newswatch 7 was there. Then, to the southwest, another wave of storms rolls through, right over one of our crews. And then finally to our east, tornadoes touched down near the town of Red Oak, causing damage in that area.
Good evening, I'm Julie Cornell. We have more complete coverage of tonight's big story. Let's start with KETV Chief Meteorologist Bill Ramby, who's been tracking these storms all day. Bill, are we in the clear now?
We are finally in the clear here in the Omaha metro, and really most of our Channel 7 viewing areas. Still a few stragglers in southwest Iowa and northwest Missouri. We can see that on our radar scan here as the storms are still tracking to the east. Watch southeast Nebraska right there. More storms develop, still moving through Florinda and also northwest Missouri, but again, they are moving to the east and also northeast. Many reports of hail all across the viewing area. Golf ball sized hail in Weeping Water, West Omaha, on up towards Fort Calhoun, and of course all of the tornadoes, Scribner, down around Greenwood, on up toward Persia, and we're going to have more on those as well. I want to take you to a little earlier on today. We had the video of a wall cloud, and then this racing out from that, a shelf cloud. This is looking to the northwest from around the Elmwood, Nebraska area, right around 3:30 this afternoon. Here's a close-up shot, and we often get this. This is rotation. You can see it looking at that. The front cloud moving around, behind it moving back the other direction. The rotating wall clouds, one of the reasons we had tornado warnings issued around the area earlier on today. This ominous-looking cloud seen in many areas, and the protrusion, the underside of the wall cloud, where we had some development. A lot of people reported these as funnel clouds today. You have to have violent spin to actually have a funnel cloud. This just a wall cloud, and you can see very lowered cloud base. The reason we get these wall clouds, strong lift up from underneath the thunderstorm, and that creates the lowered cloud base. Incredible shots just southwest of Omaha. More complete coverage in a bit, Julie.
All right, Bill, thanks. Some of the most dramatic video of the day comes from the camera of KETV photojournalist Scott Muir. Tonight, his video tracks a tornado and the damage left behind near Persia, Iowa.
A wall cloud in West Omaha. It's about 2 o'clock. The skies are swirling. No tornadoes so far. But an hour later, and about 30 miles northeast, here's that same cloud.
We have a tornado on the ground!
KETV photojournalist Scott Muir tracks the twister tiptoeing between Beebeetown and Persia. Farm families in its path brace themselves.
Just a big bang, just like a bomb went off.
Farmers like John Kilpack prayed for showers to cool his parched land. The storms brought joy and horror at the same time.
It just started raining, and we were so thrilled for the rain, we run to the door to watch it rain, and then the wind started to blow just for an instant, and I said, let's go to the basement.
Kilpack lost a bunch of outbuildings. They're stuck in the trees now. These tractors used to be in a shed, and the hogs, they're unfazed.
Just scared me to death, was all.
What scares Henry Matthews is the power it took to move these 1,500-pound bales of hay 700 feet across his farm. Matthews says he's grateful to the Newswatch 7 storm team for giving him a head start to his basement.
I appreciate you kids putting it out, because it gives us out in the rural area more alarm to look for something like that.
Because you don't want to see something like this in your own backyard.
Now, nobody's hurt. The worst damage, down power lines and outbuildings. Several tornadoes were also reported southeast of the metro. As many as 3 were reported near the town of Red Oak. That's where KETV Newswatch 7's Pamela Jones is standing by live. And Pamela, you've been checking out the storm damage there.
That's right. In fact, we just got off the phone with law enforcement in this area. They tell us as many as 6 tornadoes now may have touched the ground in this area. Now, the storms left folks here in Red Oak without power for a while, but it seems that people that live about 15 miles from here may have suffered the worst of the damage. It was strong enough to snap thick tree trunks, tossing this tree on top of an old truck. Strong enough to bend the metal on this grain bin and on this storage shed.
Well, I'll tell you, it was pretty scary. We heard the sound like the house was going to blow apart, and then we looked out and we could see swirling dirt to the west, and we knew it was going to be really a bad situation, so we got to the basement as quick as we could. And, we could come out later and didn't realize it was as bad as it was.
The owners of this property say the strong wind swirled around and picked up this building, throwing it over a few feet. tossing debris everywhere. Area rescue crews say winds from up to 6 tornadoes swirled around Essex and Red Oak, Iowa. They sent this twisted metal flying here from this far, more than a mile away.
When I came over the hill, I had a tree limb laying in front of me, and I decided that I was a little too close, so I waited and watched it go on over the hill.
And even after the winds passed, more rain, signaling trouble for other communities in the path of the storm. As the storm moved through, some drivers stopped to wait it out under an overpass.
Oh, it's just at the visibility. It was raining so hard, and we were trying to figure out. They kept saying wall clouds. We had no idea what wall clouds was, but then we looked over there, and I mean, we just couldn't see anything. I mean, it looked like the clouds were 3 feet off the ground. So we had to come in underneath there and get out of the way.
Now again, we're told that so far there are no reports of injuries, and we're told much of that has to do with people hearing about the storm and then running for cover. However, back in Essex, they were telling us that they had a problem with people actually wanting to see the storm and purposely running out to where the storm was going to pass through with their video cameras and other things like that. And of course, the law enforcement in that area told us that was a very dangerous situation. They even had to call State Patrol to move those people along.
Okay, Pamela Jones reporting live. Thank you, Pamela. Sure. The tornado warning in Douglas County sent the civil defense sirens blaring, but some folks worry that their sirens didn't go off. KETV News Watch 7's Tom Elser is investigating. He joins us live. Tom?
Julie, I'm live here at 99th and 4. This is one area where a viewer says she did not hear her siren go off. She's heard it before and wants to know why this time was different.
When this storm moved into Douglas County, Denise Shannon was sleeping. She works the night shift. She relies on the sirens to warn her about danger.
No, I was clueless as to what was going on. I woken up earlier to some thunder, but, you know, you just go right back to sleep.
She learned about the tornado warning after a friend called her. Denise is upset that she did not hear the sirens, especially after seeing this Iowa tornado. It was produced by the same storm that blew through Omaha.
The thought of waking up to a tornado is a lot more scarier than waking up to a siren going off.
We checked with the people who are responsible for the sirens. They say several people called with similar complaints, but many times it's not the siren's fault.
And in one case, we had an individual that called in, that called back and said, no, it worked just fine. Just as advertised. I talked to my neighbors and it worked fine. I was inside and had the TV on.
Eric Swanson says the sirens are intended to warn people while they're outside. They're not designed to reach inside your home. His suggestion, buy a weather alert radio. It sounds an alarm when there's a weather emergency. It'll cost you anywhere from $20 to $80.
It's very cheap insurance, and we highly recommend it.
It's something Denise Shannon plans to buy, but she still wants her siren checked out.
It's nice to have somebody looking out for you, I guess.
Now, any siren that people complained about today will get checked out. The county is also looking at getting more sirens and improving the